Hello everyone. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I wanted to do a kind of an unboxing video on this kind of a simple contraption to see if it really does work and if it's possible to really do what it says it does. And to give you some background, the GoPro Hero cameras historically have had no ability to see what you're shooting, especially if you're filming it from the front of the camera. If you're doing a vlog or a selfie, you pretty much have to rely on the super wide screen or wide super view setting of the camera to capture yourself. And even then, you wouldn't be sure if you had everything you wanted in the photo or if it was angled right or what have you. So in the Hero 8, one of the modifications that came out was the front-facing screen that you could attach to the modification of the Hero 8 in order to visualize what you were filming from the front. What happened was the modification still has not been available as of the end of 2019, and so it's kind of a problematic in that, you know, if you really wanted one, it's not available. The Osmo Action had a screen on the front, but that's problematic as well. And the problem with the Osmo Action, as far as I know, there is a lag in the screen, and limitations are that you know, if you wanted to switch over to the back screen, it's not an immediate thing. You cannot use both screens at once. So there are limitations with both systems. And so I was curious about this device that I saw on the internet last year. And so when I saw this on Amazon, the Equal Simple vlog and selfie camera, I was or attachment, I was quite interested in it. So basically this is an unboxing video of the attachment that you can use on various devices. You could use it on the Hero, just about, I wanted to show in this video that you could use it on several different Hero devices. And for instance, you could use it on the 5, 6, 7, and probably the 8. I don't have an 8. And you could probably use it on older versions. So we're going to find out if it's possible to use it on older versions that have rear view screens. So basically, this comes in a nice little compact box that pretty well packaged, and you can see that it's a company that apparently is a Thailand company. Open up the tab there, and the box opens, and it says, it gives you a little inscription, and it says, you know, welcome and what have you. It's a pretty nice looking box. Opening up the flap, you look inside, and there's the directions. Not very big instruction book, full of pictures, and it does tell you what to do. Then inside there's the attachment. That's the attachment that you use to attach your speaker, and what I'll be using it for is to attach my external light, which the GoPro modification would do as well. And here's some packaging, and here comes the actual attachment for the mirror in a thick cellophane bag. Pulling it out, it's not very it's kind of a nice feel to the plastic, but it's not exactly the most it doesn't feel like it's never going to break. If you drop it, you're probably going to break it. So you got to be careful about that. But it's a very simple design, and it's intriguing, and if it does work, it's great. Now, in the other cellophane bag are the attachments that you can use to attach your GoPro to a tripod, and so it has some interesting uses. It doesn't just come with the mirror, it has other attachments that you can use. So here I am trying to attach the GoPro Hero 7 to the attachment, and in typical of GoPro screws, it does fit pretty well. It fits into the tiny little slots, and not too much of a trouble getting it in and lining up the holes. And now we're going to screw in the base, and it seems like as with all GoPro products, it seems like you have to keep screwing and turning and turning and turning and turning until it finally engages in the screw on the other side. But it does engage eventually. Next, I'm going to show very simply, turn the camera on. It looks like everything looks okay. If the fit feels pretty good, it actually has a very nice, it does feel solid, even though it looks like if you dropped it, you might break it. And the mirror is pretty clear. Angulation is set pretty well. So as you can see, you can actually see the back screen and fairly well. And of course, I'm going to turn it on in a second here. And now it's on, and the angulation, there you go, right there. And you can see what the screen looks like. I can see it pretty well. When I look at it, it pretty much fills the mirror. So it's pretty good angle. I'm not catching it too well in this view, but it's a pretty good mirror. Now, the angulation can be changed. So one of the additional benefits using this little thumb screw, you loosen the mirror and you can actually view the back screen from different angles, so that you don't have to necessarily be right behind the camera when you're framing your shot. So that's another interesting twist that you do have. And now we are going to take a look at that a little closer. It looks pretty good. Yeah. So that's the end of that part of the video. That didn't take too long to show that it's useful in that regard. But how about the other attachment? Will that work? You know, do we have? Can we place both the mirror and the side attachment together? Anyway, I'm showing you just how it looks in the rear mirror. Pretty good, I have to say. Now here's the attachment, and it looks like it's in the drawings it was possible to attach both, but I suppose you could if you use that attachments on the bottom to put the two together, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to go ahead and see if I can put on my light on the cold shoe on this special attachment. Okay, so here it is, my light, and my light has basically GoPro fitting on the bottom. So what I did was I had to get an adapter for a cold shoe, and then I can attach it to the cold shoe on adapter. Again, the adapter does not feel like if you drop it, it's going to be okay. It has a kind of a slightly flimsy feel to it, and so you have to be, if you drop it, it's going to break. I'm pretty sure of that. Anyway, put that into the cold shoe, and what we see, we tighten the screw again, and it seems to be fitting pretty good. Now we're going to put the GoPro Hero 7 on the attachment, and we just kind of screw in, put it in the base there, and attach the GoPro screw. It seems to go in on the right side of the camera because the setting screw is on the left side of the camera, and so you couldn't like put it the other way. You have to kind of put it in this way so it engages the setting screw on the other side of the GoPro attachment. And again, turning is like the other GoPro products, pretty typical. Turning. Okay, so it's in, and now we're going to turn everything. Just making sure everything looks good. And now I can, one of the problems I had was I couldn't use this light with my Hero 5, 6, or 7 because really there's no attachment for that. This allows me to use the light, and I can adjust the angle of the light. And you don't see the glare of the light in the lens because it's slightly behind. So this is really a good attachment if you want to use the external light that you have used on other GoPro products. I've used this on other GoPro products using a metal skeleton case to film at night. You can always use this light for other purposes of filming, and it's also waterproof. So in all possibilities, this can be taken underwater and used in this manner. So there's the screws. You put it on the bottom of the attachment, and then you should be able to put the vlogging mirror on. And later I'll show you a picture of that. Now, one other question I had was, can I use the mirror with older versions of the GoPro? Specifically, I have a 3 and a 3 Plus with the back visual screen viewer, and so I was wondering if I could do that using the back of the screen. So that's what we're going to do next. So here is the GoPro Hero 3, and with the screen, as I told you, and what I used was the frame without the outdoor or the waterproof casing, and I wanted to see if I could use the selfie mirror. And what happens is when I tried to place the camera into the selfie mirror, I ran into a little trouble. The set screw didn't want to go into, the set screw didn't want to go through the channel. In fact, the frame, for some reason, didn't fit in the grooves of the selfie mirror very well. So that was a problem. I'm not sure if it was because the frame is a kind of a off-market frame, GoPro doesn't make one, or as far as I know, it didn't make one, that the fingers of the frame did not really go down into the grooves of the selfie mirror. And I didn't want to try and force it into the hole because out of fear of breaking. So I would say that it may work. I mean, you may use it in the vlogging and selfie attachment, but then you wouldn't be able to put the screw in, and that's not a very good feeling. So I think primarily you should stick to the 5, 6, and 7 with this selfie mirror. With this series of pictures, I just wanted to illustrate that it is possible to use the selfie mirror attachment along with the attachment for the microphone and the light. In my case, I used the set screw indicated by those 2 red lines that came with the kit to attach to the base of the selfie mirror. And then I used my light because I use light and I really don't use the microphone that much. But if you're a vlogger, I suppose you could use the attachment for your microphone. And here's a view from the front of the attachment. But you can see as I used it, the light is behind the camera so you don't get glare. So I just wanted to show that it is possible to use this together with the selfie mirror. I hope you found this video useful. In general, my thoughts about this is that it's a good alternative to purchasing the modification. It's not probably the most sophisticated instrument for your setup, but I think it gets the job done. And the box lists some of the advantages of this, that it doesn't require extra batteries or electricity, and unlike the Osmo Action where you have a slight lag, there's no lag. Is exactly what you see in the back of the screen, the back screen of the Hero 7. So in general, and the 8 by the way, so in general I have to say it's a really nifty idea. Maybe in the future I will show some I guess the instrument in actual usage, but I think it's worth your attention and perhaps your purchase. I got this at Amazon, as I said earlier. It was about $25. You know, I kind of waited to press the purchase button. It started off at $19 and then it went into $25. So still not that bad a purchase compared to say the modifications, which I understand are in the range of about $80, and the Osmo Action, which, you know, if you wanted something like that, would cost you an extra $350. So I think it's a pretty good investment, and you know, it allows you to attach the light to the camera and to the selfie mirror as well. That's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find this useful. Goodbye.